shit.
So just be touching them. Don't be touching my shit. I got it set up perfectly.
Little claw and everything like that.
6 inches. You should know about that.
Why would I know about that? I just want to scream to start like, ah!
Start it.
Yeah! Yeah!
You are now tuning in to the Relentless Project. Real people, real stories, real life.
Hey, I got the computer this time. You remember our first up? You were my first guest on here, bro.
I was.
And then I forgot my laptop. I was so excited. We were in your basement. Now we're not.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Ish with the Relentless Project, and I got Devon Siegfried back on the show.
Yeah!
What up, bro?
What's happening, cuz?
For those of you who don't know, my boy is now, the last time he was on here was 2-0 with 2 knockouts. He is now 4-0
Double that.
with 4 knockouts.
Double that, baby.
Which is crazy because a lot's changed. You filmed in your basement. We didn't have any, you know, the podcast has grown. You've grown. You just did a 10K today.
Yeah.
And then you just came back from training.
Yeah, training.
Wow, Mr. Relentless Jr. himself.
Come on,
Except
man.
some people,
I'm in camp.
some people call you Mr. Yinzer. Is that?
That's true,
I
too.
wonder why that can be.
I have many aliases. Pittsburgh's King of Violence, 007, the Human Nunchuck. I mean, you could call me any of the...
Where did 007 come from?
I'm just a big James Bond fan. I don't know. I think people really were jagging with me at work, like trying to like make fun of me because I was investigating stuff that probably I was never going to solve. So they were calling me 007.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
We actually got hired together. So we got history, bro. We got hired together. I got you your first house, bro. First podcast guest.
Yeah.
I sponsor him now.
First sponsor.
First sponsor. A lot of ones, bro.
Yep.
So now we're both upgraded. And for those of you who want a little bit of his background, go check out the other episode. We ain't going to waste time with that. What we're going to talk about, we're going to get right into it. How do you balance? Because now you're deep in your pro career. You're 4 fights in. You're undefeated, 4 finishes. How do you manage, your 007 at work? How do you manage to balance a full-time law enforcement career and still put the time in for boxing?
It is super tough. It is not for the faint of heart, I will say that. Time management is probably the biggest thing, and I think we talked about this a little bit the first episode I was on, but time management is super important because if you don't know how to spend your time efficiently, you're not going to be able to do both things. You're not going to be able to work and have a second job, essentially, pro boxing or whatever field you're in. If you're trying to work 2 jobs, you have to know how to manage that time and split it up. So I kind of make it so I can do things early in the morning. I can go to work. Thankfully, we have a job to where we have a nice little fitness facility down there. I can get stuff done during work. I'm fortunate for that. And then after work, I get after it and then go home.
Dude, it was crazy because our captain, I went up to them to Can-Am's for Corbin and Scott's jiu-jitsu tournament, and they were talking about, you're like, dude, he is on the treadmill like for a long time. Yeah. I will leave the office, go do stuff, come back, he's still on it.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that's wild. And with equipment and everything.
That cardio. Yeah. So I will eventually get outboxed. I'm sure I will at some point. It's gonna take an absolute dog to do it, but it's gonna happen eventually. But one thing I don't think will ever happen is me get out hustled by somebody. I don't think anybody can out hustle me.
That's a good way to put it. Because you run just about every day.
Cardio freak.
And a cool thing, something I always think about is you were in camp for a fight. I accidentally signed you up for a DT class, and you were supposed to cut weight. So he's doing the DT class. I'm like, and it's physically demanding. So we're all like, hey, dude, chill, like take it easy. He's like, no, we're going. And he's going hard in DT. Dude. And then for lunch, we break. I grab Subway. You know, people packed. People grab Chipotle. He's eating carrots.
Oh, dude. That's the worst part is cutting weight, man. That sucks. This one's at a contracted weight of 175, which is the lowest I've ever been, light heavy.
Smaller than your last fight.
Yeah, I've been 185, 190 even for most of my pro career, all of my pro career, and most of my amateur career. And now 175 is low.
What's a weight cut look for you? Like, what do you change from your normal day to day?
So the only thing that's changed is the diet. That was a big part of it. I've always been big into the cardio. I've always worked out. Like I'm obviously training for a fight, so I'm in the boxing gym. I'm doing all that stuff. But I never really dieted or focused on that aspect of cutting weight and fighting. So I've been getting shout out to Lucas Siebert. I've been getting clean eats because I seen he is sponsored by them and I've been using his discount code and stuff. So shout out him, dude. I actually really like clean eats. They have calorie efficient meals with like, you know, you don't have to mess around with counting your protein and carbs and all that. It's essentially for me just calories in, calories out. If I'm losing weight, I need to burn more calories than I intake.
I was using them for a while. It's just having to drive over there and stuff. One thing I found cool about them is you go into their facility if you don't, because you have to like put your order in at a certain time or something like that. But if you go in, they have freezers.
Oh yeah,
full of food.
You could go in there and just pick out what you want. So I do the meal plan to where it is kind of weird. Like they open up at 11, which is random, and pickups are Sunday, Mondays.
Yeah,
get around that.
It's a new company. It's growing.
I mean, it is what it is. They put it on a silver platter for you in a nice Tupperware container. You throw it in the microwave. That's it, dude. It don't get any easier. That takes out a huge aspect of like cutting weight that I had to worry about before that I don't have to worry about this time.
And they're relatively affordable. I forget what I was paying.
Yeah. I think use code Lucas20.
Damn, look at them plugging in Lucas.
Yeah. Use code Lucas20, you get 20% off.
You paid for his last camp, bro.
Hell yeah. And you know what? His if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have found out about this place. And I mean, there are other companies I'm sure that are probably similar to Clean Eats, but Clean Eats is right in Cranberry. So it's right up the road. I can run up there on work and pick up my meals, throw them in the freezer. And
do you run or do you drive?
Physically run.
Like most people would joke about that, but I almost believe you. He runs a 10K, comes back, and he looks like
10K is not that.
Dude, to me,
first of all, we got to talk about the 10K. Me and Ken Rush ran the 10K together, holding hands going through the finish line. I got a medal. He didn't get a medal.
Did your nose pass?
Dude, I don't know what happened. They like totally ignored him, and he's so salty about it. But
he was upset. He was upset.
Oh, fantastic!
And he's a runner too, so he's probably like, "What the hell is going on?" And you two are always competing and everything. Always
so competitive. So it felt great to do that.
We ran the torch run, LEO torch run.
Oh, yeah.
Last year. I didn't run it this year because of my knee, but we run it last year, and this is like, it's like 3.5 miles.
Yeah, it's like a 5K. Yeah, maybe a little
hilly,
more.
You know, big
straight
hill.
Yeah, straight up.
And it was like 90 degrees, and this dude's like, I'm gonna eat a pizza. I'm like, dude, you're gonna throw up. Houses 2 pizzas.
Oh,
and runs it like holding the torch at one point, holding the flag.
Wasn't in camp then, so I could afford to eat a couple pizzas
before a run.
Yeah. Hey,
dude, that's wild. How does it feel? Like, obviously, winning is amazing. How does it feel to win by knockout? I know, like, when people are watching boxing or MMA, like, that's the hype. Like, people love to see knockouts, submissions. Like,
yeah.
All your fights in the pro field have been by knockouts. How's that feel? Like, do you go into the next fight anticipating the knockout, or do you?
No, dude. I want to go the contracted amount of rounds. I want to get rounds in. I want to better myself, but I'm not going to complain about knockouts because I watch my own fights, but I'm not in the stands watching when it's going down. People tell me that I'm an entertaining fighter, but that's more important to me than a lot of things in boxing, is being an entertaining fighter. Because I know if I'm an entertaining fighter, I can sell myself and make money doing it. Like
You are entertaining.
I want to win. Yes, I want to win. I want to do all these things, but like, dude, I want to entertain. This is an entertainment field. Like,
that's what people forget. Like boxing, MMA, all that stuff. You're in a ring under lights with a crowd. Like I'm sure when you're in there, you're in the zone. But like at the end of the day, it's for entertainment.
There's a sweet science to it, and that's all. I love the sweet science. Don't get me wrong. Like, but I'm not a sweet science guy. That's not my game. I'm awkward. I'm like not technically sound. I just want to go in there and bang and get bloody and like hurt someone. They hurt me, and then I hurt them back. Like, I just want it to be a fight.
Which is so weird because
simplify it to a fight.
Anyone who knows you, dude, you're like a teddy bear. You're always laughing. I don't think I've ever seen you in a bad mood. Like, I mean, we've been on shifts together where we get our fucking teeth kicked in. Everyone's like dead. Like, we get back to the office and he's like, "What's up, fuckers?" Like, everyone's like, "Fuck, he's here." One thing he can't do is take it though.
Energy.
He'll fuck with people. And then as soon as he's like writing reports, you try to fuck with him. He's like,
"No, dude, I just can't type and listen to bullshit at the same time, bro. That's it. I can't multitask."
You cool with doing that for everybody else though? That's the bullshit king right here.
Hey,
dude. So you got a title fight coming up August 17th, Saturday.
Hell yeah.
How's that feel? How'd that come about?
Pretty surreal. It really can't. I guess I just beat the right people. I don't know. So the ABO, the American Boxing Organization, is a smaller like belt sanctioning body, I guess. So they're like local. They're small time. It's not like the WBC, WBA, or any of that shit. Like the green belts that you see on TV, like Floyd Mayweather winning and all that shit. It's a smaller belt. However, I think it's good to fight for these regional and local belts because it incentivizes people to want to take the fight. Like for me, one hard thing in the pro ranks has been the matchmaking part, like getting the correct opponents. Like I want to get better and better opponents each time, obviously build myself up, face better and better competition as I go through the pro ranks. But people locally mainly are having a hard time taking the fight because it's a huge risk reward thing. Like $900 isn't worth getting in there with like a savage. Not that I'm like God's gift to the earth or anything, but like 4-0 and 4 knockouts, you know that person possesses some power at least. So like for these, $900, $1,200, $1,500 fights, it's really not worth it to come in and just get, your butt whooped. So I'm hoping that God willing, if I can go out there and perform how I know I can and take this belt, it'll incentivize some local people or maybe even some tri-state area guys to come in and take fights with me so I can build my record up and get big fights. And then we can start looking on down the road for some big titles, WBC.
Can I hold your belt when you win?
Hell yeah, dude.
How do you prepare for your fights? Do you have a training regimen? Like walk us through like what a typical week looks like for you.
I do. I don't want to give too much away.
Well, you don't have to. I mean,
I'll
just like generally.
I don't give a shit. So a typical day for me, I'm gonna say just regular camp day. No, not working. Which half the week I'm not working, the other half I am. But it basically stays the same. Wake up. Usually I'll go get a run in. I'm running 5-6 miles a day in the morning, pretty much for like a cardio. That includes like sections of sprinting. And then after that, I'll come back, grab some food, rehydrate, just rest for a little bit. And then I'll go to jiu-jitsu if I have time, or if it's a jiu-jitsu day, I'll go at the 11 o'clock class, go to that, work out a little bit, come back, shower, chill, and then boxing in the evening, whether that's sparring or just heading down to Elwood to hit the bags and work hand pads, double in bag, whatever that is, doing my boxing workout at night.
You also train jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Is that something you're still doing like during camp, or?
I do intermittently. I don't want to say I'm like there 3 days a week, because like I'm lucky if I make it there a day a week. But it's all based on my work schedule and the days that jiu-jitsu's like open. I don't typically go to like the open mat MMA days, because I don't think anyone there is going to spar with me. And also I'm not trying to like hurt myself, because that's how I hurt my knee.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
like
it's a risk.
So I go in a smart way. I don't put myself in danger there. I usually go there mainly for the workout, a little bit of grappling, a little bit of like ground stuff, just to, sweat a little bit.
Do you think that helps you with your boxing?
For sure.
Like minus the cardio side, do you think that the technical aspect of jiu-jitsu helps your boxing
of course
game?
Dude, I've said this to a few people, but one thing I really noticed with working with jiu-jitsu is and it's weird because you think jiu-jitsu is like all from the ground, which I mean that it's kind of like groundwork, but like also maneuvering someone else's body in their hands and their elbows to where like in the clinch for boxing, people don't really think about it, but like Tyson Fury is a great example. When he fought Deontay Wilder, he would lean on him, hug him, grapple him, and that wore Deontay Wilder down, and to where Tyson Fury eventually knocked him out. A lot of people do that to me. They'll grapple with me, whether it's because they know I'm heavy-handed or they get hurt or they're getting stuck with a jab or whatever, and they're trying to like disrupt my timing. But I've been finding that I get grappled with a lot, especially the last fight. I don't know if you noticed. That dude was grabbing on like crazy. So I'm able to stay calm and not waste a lot of energy and maneuver their body in a way to where I'm safe. And I think that a lot of that comes from training at jiu-jitsu.
So it's a big mental thing too, because I'm no boxer, but when I would box and spar, when I didn't train jiu-jitsu, this was years ago, and someone clinched me, I kind of got mind fucked. I didn't like that being pinned and like, oh, if I let go, is he gonna punch me? Like, so it was a mental aspect to that as well.
Just like feints, like clinching is a part of fighting. Like in the clinch, you can be so tense that you gas yourself out. And I guess conversely is like someone who's clinching you can lean their weight on you, just like the example of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. A bigger guy can lay their weight on you if he knows how to do it correctly and kind of wear you down, weaken your legs to where you kind of have to slow down and you get fatigued a little bit quicker. So,
see, I never thought of it that way. I always thought it was like, I'm tired, so I'm going to.
Oh, yeah,
but
for sure.
It's more of like weighing down your opponent, slowing them down. It's almost like quicksand.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And then you've actually expressed interest in BKFC, the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Oh,
What's that about?
That will happen. BKFC, if you're listening to this, I'm Pittsburgh's king of violence. Mike Perry, the king of violence. Come on.
This one's yours.
Hey, Mike Perry, after you beat Jake Paul, or I don't know if you're going to beat Jake Paul, but I'll fight you BKFC, light heavyweight. Let them know. Sign it up.
Now I got to
give me the contract. I respect all those guys. I think that you got to be a special kind of crazy to get in and do that. But I have always been intrigued by that like promotion, that BKFC. I will be doing a bare knuckle fight before the end of my career.
But like, where does that come from?
Dude, I don't know. It's just
something new.
I'm a combatant, man. Back in the day, I got on a horse wielding a big sword and just rode into combat, okay? And just started hacking people to bits. That's what I did back in the day. My ancestors, that's what they did back in the day. So I am continuing that in a more civilized time, but the BKFC is something really, really interesting to me, and I'd love to get involved in that. I just don't know, like, I don't really have any contacts.
We'll get you there. Yeah, we'll get you there. I
So
think I
if you
know,
know
a
a
guy.
guy-
Yeah, I may know a guy.
Hey, dude,
Here's
I
the
would
thing about
love to get in
BKFC.
there.
When that shit like got mainstream, I'm like, dudes are really fighting bare knuckle.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's wild to me. And then growing up, like, and then
Is
we were
it
talking
though?
about today. I'm
Is
like,
it?
dude, all my fights have been bare knuckle, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you've done it before. It's not so people get all hung up. I think it's because they see the aftermath of these battles. So going into BKFC, I know a few different things. Most assuredly, I will get cut or bruised or battered a little bit in the face. I mean, you're hitting yourself with a bare knuckle. You're gonna get fucked up essentially. That aside, it's the same rules apply. It's boxing. Hit and don't get hit.
oh, when you put it that way, yeah.
But getting hit, it's a little more
Taxing?
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful because you whereas you have that nice cushiony glove kind of padding the blow a little bit. Now you're just getting straight knuckles digging into your cheekbone. So it's not. Again, I've always had a good chin. I don't think I've never really. I don't know if I don't think I've ever been dropped, and even in training or anything. So
You've been smacked though.
oh, I've been beat.
That last fight, I was like,
never off my feet. I've never been. You watch, I'm gonna get knocked out this next fight. I'll be so pissed. But no, I pride myself, I think, on being tough. But I think that comes from just being in really good shape all the time. But bare knuckle fighting, I feel like I would succeed in that.
well, you're a great boxer, so if you
I just feel
You
like
just- you gotta be more disciplined in
People
the-
with heavy hands are very successful in that industry.
I
I
fucking
feel.
wonder why.
Yeah.
You get the full impact of that.
Just imagine one of these. Look at this knuckle, bro. Look
So
at,
MMA
look
or
at
BKFC?
that. See, that's tough too, because BKFC.
Would you
it's
do-
not
would you do
tough.
MMA?
Yeah, of course. If my jiu-jitsu didn't suck.
Well, sock is relative.
Here's the thing. I can't right now while I'm doing professional boxing, I can't designate enough time to jiu-jitsu to where I'm as proficient at jiu-jitsu as I am at boxing. Like it's nowhere close to the proficiency I have in boxing.
But BKFC,
It's a little easier crossover because really the only difference is you don't have gloves on.
yeah, you can laterally transfer.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you in there. How I was listening to a video of Conor McGregor, Conor McGregor, but he was talking about how people in the UFC need to, like, you know how they change promotions and they fight and they're like, oh, I can do it all.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you guys need to get into other fields. And he was talking about BKFC.
disciplines. Yeah.
And he's like, you want to test yourself as a fighter, you want to see where you're at. You got to go to
Yeah.
different things. And it's true because in the UFC, not to knock them, we see the same fighters fighting the same people.
Yeah.
And it's the same styles. So you go to BKFC, or now you go, like, you see a lot of these MMA guys like transitioning into boxing, and
Yeah.
they're not as successful because it's a different realm. It's a different art. It's a different form of physical exertion. Like, there's more strategy. There's a more mental game.
Yeah.
You get more tired. Like, I can go MMA rounds, boxing rounds, I'm gassed. Like, my shoulders, I can't hold my arms up anymore. Like,
Yeah,
it's a different
yeah.
realm.
Well, each discipline has its advantages and disadvantages. Boxing, there's difference between boxing cardio and MMA cardio, and probably bare knuckle cardio, because I think they only fight 2-minute rounds, which is, I'm assuming, because the consequences are so much more severe. Like, you get tagged in BKFC, you're going night, or you're just getting split open from ear to ear. You know what I mean? Like,
And with BKFC, you almost have to be more precise because you don't have this glove.
Yeah.
You have this little knuckle.
Dude, your fist, that's it.
Yeah, it's interesting. And like where, like this is my pocket right here. You can slip a fist through that.
Oh, for sure.
Not a
For
glove.
sure. And even the dirty boxing on the inside, like in boxing, you have those gloves like protecting you on the inside. So even if we're like tied up or whatever, and I'm like hitting you with these little shots, it might be affecting you, but you're not getting like hurt. BKFC, I'm doing those little shots, I might cut you open doing that. Like any contact with your hands, my hands in your face, your hands in my face, my hands in your face, it's gonna screw you up.
So where do you see like your fighting career going in the next 5 years?
5 years, damn.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I'm eating tonight.
Chipotle's, right?
Nah. No, I'm first and foremost, again, God willing, I'm gonna take this belt. All right, I'm gonna take it. After I get this belt, I think I fight October 19th at the same place, the Meadows. I'm not even worried. No opponent for that. Don't give a shit. I'm focused on October or August 17th.
I was about to say, yeah.
Focus on August
opponent.
17th. But boxing, probably, I'm hoping in the next 3 years to get it minimally 15 professional fights. I think somewhere in that time, though, the next 3 years, I'll get a call. If I can continue to be successful, I'll get a call from like Vegas or somewhere, like, hey, we need a guy, short notice. I'm gonna end up fighting a straight killer, but I'm gonna be on the B side, and that's all right because I'm gonna get paid, and I'm gonna go out there and upset whoever I'm about to fight because they don't know. Like they don't know what
they don't know
doing.
the king of violence.
They don't know. They don't know.
007.
They don't know yet.
The human nunchuck.
A lot of these guys out in Vegas being real successful, these big name guys like at Top Rank and stuff, they haven't been tested yet. They're being fed specific body types, specific type of boxers to like progress them. Once they get someone who's awkward, which I am,
check,
powerful, dangerous in both hands, a cardio freak like that's and the risk reward is like, dude, I'm a no name right now. Maybe in greater Pittsburgh area, I'm a name, but in the world of boxing, I'm basically a no name right now. It would be foolish for someone who has a name and is doing big things to take a fight with me because the risk is so great and the reward is so little. Because let's say, whoever, Mike Tyson and me get into a fight. If Mike Tyson wins, everyone's going to be like, well, no shit, Mike Tyson won. Like, who the hell is this kid? If I win or even do remotely good, people are going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah, you have nothing to lose.
Nothing. And I love that.
Which is dangerous.
I love that.
You go in there with nothing to lose, bro, who knows what can happen? What are some of the biggest challenges you've faced in this journey, this boxing journey? Like, what are some things?
Well, getting a lot of fights fast, because I know I'm 30 years old now, so like,
damn,
you motherfucker. Oh, damn, 30. He old now.
He's in his prime.
I started a little too late, so now I'm behind the 8 ball with time. I'm trying to hustle up and get as many fights as I can get. Little did I know, it's not like the amateurs to where you can fight every weekend. There's a little more red tape that goes into these things, like contractual things, weight, just all different stuff. Money is a big thing. Opponents, travel, stuff like that. It all plays a role in why I can't fight as often as I'd like to. It is what it is. I started late. That's on me. That's probably one of the biggest challenges, because I know me and my head coach Jack Maine, we would fight every weekend if we could. Like the last fight, I came out of that fight fresh as a daisy. Fight before that, fresh as a daisy. Fight before that, I was cut, so I probably couldn't have done it the next week. Following week, 2 weeks.
We talked about that on
I
the
was
podcast.
good. First fight, fresh as a day. Like I usually come out of these fights okay. It's like, I don't know. It's just, activity is big for me. I like to stay active, but it's hard when there's so much red tape contractual things and money involved, and yeah, it's tough. I'm hoping that moving down to light heavyweight 175 will help me be able to be more active. There will be more bodies in that weight class for me to, get matched up with.
How do you stay motivated, especially like during times of setback? Like you're looking for fights, you're trying to get busy, you're trying to stay busy, you're trying to progress, and there's nothing in the pond. Like, what keeps you going?
I've been doing this. It's just discipline. It's not even motivation. It's just I love what I do. Like I love fighting. I would do it even when I retire from professional boxing, quote unquote, retire. I'm still going to be fighting. I'm still going to be going around the gyms, beating people, like whipping them and sparring, helping the younger kids get ready for like.
You've been doing a lot of that. How's that?
Oh, yeah. Dude, our kids at Elwood are becoming straight animals. And I've been sparring with them like hard. Not because I like beating up on little kids, but because I have to, because they're getting so good.
Just beating on kids, bro.
Dude.
It's about to be a cop at your door. What advice do you have for people who are trying to juggle two demanding fields or two passions, two hobbies, two things they truly enjoy? And you can't just give one up for the, oftentimes we hear, especially on podcasts, go all in on this. This is your, like, what if you have two things? Like I mean, not assuming, but you love law enforcement. Like I see your interaction with people.
Of course.
And you love boxing. Like what advice would you give people trying to juggle two passions?
I love both, so I do both. I find a way to do both. And again, it goes back to what I originally said about time management. That's a really big thing that it's not taught. That's one thing I did learn going to college. I'll say college was completely useless for me other than getting me in trouble every other weekend. But one thing I did learn was that time management is so key to like a successful, if you want to juggle more than one thing or even one thing that keeps you super busy. So time management, but if you do love two things, and a lot of people do, a lot of people can't give up. Like if someone, like for me, eventually boxing will end, or I'll just get too old and have to quit or get injured or something, or just keep continuously getting injured. I still am going to be in the gym because I love boxing. I'm not going to lose that time. I may dedicate a little bit more time towards like the other kids instead of myself because I know I'm not competing anymore. It's just like where I decide to rearrange my time and my schedule and what effort is put into what. But again, it all stems back to time management. If I love both things, which I do, I love my law enforcement career. I'm hopefully never going to give that up unless they start paying me $1 million a fight, which.
Can you imagine? You get paid $1 million a fight. Hey, Chief, I got to be gone for the weekend.
Yeah, I'll be back. Never. No. So, no. Even, this is going to sound crazy, but even if they did pay me $1 million, I don't know if I could quit, dude. I love it. I love the guys I work with. I love the community out there. Like it's
I
cool.
started real estate, and I was like, maybe this will like take over, and I won't have to. But same with you. I don't think I can ever. I truly love.
I got
being a cop,
but we both got into this for a reason. Probably, and I'm assuming my reason is probably the same as yours, but maybe it isn't. But I'll go ahead and just say it like we had the same reason. We saw which direction law enforcement was heading, and you and I both knew that not only could we be that change, but we could also kind of fix what was going on in the field.
Influence.
Yeah.
No, for sure, because... dude,
there was
just one
such
aspect,
a negative light.
And there's still one aspect of training. You know how much I love training, and I try to push people to train. I reply all in the emails. I was getting heat at work because I was giving people shit for it. They had the most to say, and I'd be like, all right, let's go, and then nobody shows up, and it's like,
yeah,
but they have the most to say, and it's like training. I think every human should train. Every human should,
Of course.
do jiu-jitsu or box or some sort of martial art that'll treat you disciplined, that'll make you comfortable in uncomfortable situations, that pushes you. There's not many things that push you to be uncomfortable anymore. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
One thing, the military.
Yeah.
You join, like, you have to fucking get through it. You have to figure it out. Some law enforcement, like, you can quit that though.
Things that are breaking you down just to build you back
There's
up.
not many of those things. One good place, a martial art. You're fighting another human. You're trying to control another human.
Yeah.
You are put in a situation where you now have to survive.
Yeah.
There's not many things that challenge you like that in life. So, and you can tell when people don't train how they carry themselves versus people who train.
For sure.
There's some outliers, but for the most part, if you train, you're more confident. If you train, you're less likely to commit violence.
Let's go down to the super minimal thing. You're healthier.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, let's just go to the basics. You're burning calories. You're healthy. Your heart, lungs, everything is being utilized and worked, and you're just being a healthier you. Why is that not just like a good? You know,
Same with
what I mean?
people who like train marathons. Like,
Yeah.
you're out, you're running, you're moving your body, you're active. You know, any sort of physical exertion.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. The discipline part, it does teach discipline. Any martial art or any field such as like military, law enforcement, that type
Requires
of thing.
you to push
I think
yourself.
that's why we were probably both drawn to that, because like we needed something to challenge us, to push us, to make us excel. And
accountability, that you're accountable to an entire community. You're accountable to your partners. Like, you can't go into law enforcement being self-serving. If you are, you get wet out real quick. Weeded out. Wet out. Weeded out.
weed out and wet. Weed.
Weeded? What's the board say?
Yeah.
Weeded. Okay. But yeah, or like no one likes you and you end up isolated and alone.
Yeah.
And there are guys and girls who like sliver into this field like that, but when you're surrounded, like our department is fucking amazing, dude. Everyone trains
is.
something, firearms,
It is.
jiu-jitsu, boxing. Everyone has their own niche and they push themselves in that field, and then we all come back together and we kind of like try to help each other build up.
Hell
Rising
yeah.
tide raises a rising tide. A rising tide lifts all ships. I say that. Yo hablo dos lenguajes. I speak Hispanic.
Hey,
I don't speak
two
English very good.
languages,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Two
what
languages.
I say that at work. It's I fucks them up. 2 languages, which is funny because he'd be typing reports. He'd be like, Siri, spell strength. No, don't spell it. But yeah, and that's why that's one of the major reasons why I got into it, because I hated law enforcement because of my perception of law enforcement.
Yeah.
And then I came in and I'm like, there's actually some dope people in here.
Yeah.
There's some fucked up people in here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you know me at work or if you know me in the field, like I can be abrasive. I am opinionated. I speak my mind.
Can be abrasive.
Yeah. But
No.
like,
You know what?
it's always
though?
with the best intentions.
That is such a respectable quality, though, that not a lot of people have. People don't know how to sit how we're doing and look each other in the eye and have a conversation anymore. Have you noticed that?
Oh,
people
yeah.
can't talk.
You
to
know
each
why?
other.
Because
It's that
these
freaking
you're
phones.
here. You're here all the time. When
Yeah,
it
look-
requires you to like break that plane,
Oh, dude.
dude, people get all weird. I'll look
so
at people.
strange.
I'll look at people in the street and I'll be like, "Yo, what's up?" And you would think I fucking like,
look down.
dude. They'll be like, "Oh, is he talking to me?" And I'm like, "Damn, you just fucking ignored me."
I
Like,
get it where people like look down. They won't make eye contact.
Dude,
Which
it's crazy.
I don't know if it's like a cultural thing or like it just it makes you look like you were born and raised with an iPhone in your hand. Like it's
Oh,
sad.
that's this generation now.
It is sad. It is.
But
sad.
yeah, that's how. And like, dude, you know, people like there's drama at work. They're like, I'll be like, "Oh, bet, let me find," and I'll go and I'm like, "Yo, what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on?"
Hey,
and
come-
people are like,
let me grab you for a second. Let
Yeah,
me
dude.
And people freak
People,
out.
and then people were like, "Yo, Ish is what did they fucking call me? Aggressive. He's aggressive." Well, because I fucking asked you to talk.
I
'cause
think
you're
you mean loud.
loud too. Yeah, I am loud. I just make sure people awake, bro. You know, gotta keep people on their toes.
No, I love that though. That nobody. No, I shouldn't say nobody. Not a lot of people are like that, and we need people like that in this world because we can't not have conversations. If we can't look each other in the eye and have a conversation, then you know what ends up happening. Well, not to get into political shit, but that kind of stuff happens.
No, for sure.
When we all can't look each other in the eye and just have a conversation. We don't have to agree.
We've come to a point where if you disagree with someone with something, you hate them. Now you have to attack them, their personality, their character, their
right.
It's like, bro, I just because I don't agree with you on this, don't mean we can't be cool.
For sure.
Like I'm cool with a lot of people I don't agree with.
Yeah.
And if you express your opinion to me, cool. If you're asking to have an engaging conversation with me, and I entertain it, don't be fucking pissed at me. I said something you didn't like.
Yeah.
You wanted the discourse, I gave it to you, and now you're upset.
Yeah.
And there's a fine line because you get people who be like, I'm just honest. No, you're a dickhead. You're an asshole. I try my hardest not to be an asshole. There's a science to it. And I do ride that science line because I do believe speak your mind, but also choose your battles, be respectful.
Yeah.
And there was only one time where I threatened to fight a sergeant.
Listen, hey.
But he was disrespectful. And I told him, I said, you didn't approach me like a sergeant. You approached me like a disrespectful man. You're going to be treated like a disrespectful man. Because I grew up with nothing and I made it. I can gladly go back to nothing so long as my fist meets your fucking face.
It's easy. That's where we started.
Yeah, I'm comfortable there. I know it too well. Anyway, not about that. What is something that pushes you to... keeps you motivated to continue this boxing journey? What is something that propels you that you use to
I'm trying to make money, baby.
It's all about the money.
I've said since I started boxing, I'm gonna make $1 million. Not only that, I'm gonna fight. Another one of my goals, I'm fighting in Vegas. You will see me
in the dome
on DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever. Put your money on me whenever you see my ass pop up on a top ranked card in Vegas, because I tell you what, someone's getting hurt that night.
I'm literally going to put you on blast right now. You want to make money? Bet knockout by left hand.
For or against me?
Oh, of course. But I don't want people to be like, oh, no, I got to look out for his left hand. So I put you on blast. But if you want, I think all your knockouts have been.
Two right hands, 2 left hands, but the left hand...
Is it 50-50?
It is 50-50. However, I will say the left hands have been way more devastating.
Dude, every time and it's funny because...
Flatlined.
I watch your... I'm at your fights, obviously.
Yeah.
You hear it. I'm like, dude, that was heavy. You're watching it on the phone, you're like, he ain't even hit him that hard.
I know. It's weird,
dude, but being there and hearing the sound and it's just a quick movement, I'm like...
I think the same way. Sometimes I watch fights on TV, and I definitely do it when I watch myself fight. I'm like, damn, I'm so slow. That looks so sloppy. But then you just hear the whap and the crack against if you're there and you hear that whipping crack sound when you caught someone.
If you
clean,
hear it on TV,
dude, it does not give it justice,
bro. It is loud in person, but
crazy.
Dude, you hear those punches and I forget which one it was. We were at Hollywood, the one at the Meadows Casino, where you knocked the dude down
right
3 times. I'm like, bro, that wasn't even. But dude he could not stand. I'm like, fuck, he must have. And I was, dude, I'm in the back. I'm in the back, dude. Right hand to God. I don't get excited for shit, bro. I've always fought. I've always dude, Devon's in there. You get hit, and you said, your legs wobbled.
Oh,
you come back.
He caught me good.
You knock him down, and I am literally shaking. There's people sitting. I'm fucking shaking their chairs. I'm screaming. My voice is cracking, and I'm like, ah! Dude, I'm losing my. I'm supposed to be recording. My fucking phone is dude. When it's you in there, and it's crazy. I was talking to a couple of fighters in the last 247. And they're like, yeah, when I'm in there, I'm kind of, dude, when my boy's in there, dude, I just I get so amped up, so nervous. It's it's your boy in there, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, dude.
I get that way when I'm coaching, coaching the amateurs, the amateur fighters at our gym. I get so scared because I'm like, damn, these kids, there's obviously another coach, a more experienced coach than just me there. but I still feel like these kids' lives are in my hands. Like I get like I'm literally shaken to where I don't even really get nervous fighting anymore. Because I just go out there and I just want to bang. I don't give a shit if I win or lose. As long as I bang, I feel good about it. I can go have a beer after. I can enjoy the paycheck. Like, it's fine. And I've been successful doing that. Like, having no nerves. Dude, when these amateur kids fight and I'm coaching them, I'm, like, shaking. So scared for them. Because I know that they're dependent upon my advice and me seeing what's going on. And I just get, like, super scared.
That's why I can't corner. So I can't. I tell you to do something, and you get hit or something. I'm like,
tougher than fighting. Yeah. That's it. Okay. Oh, he's dropping his right hand. You gotta throw the left hook, and then they throw the left hook, and they get countered and knocked out. Like, it makes me want to melt away.
Why'd you throw the left? You told me to. Damn, did I? That's why, like, I respect like Mike Wilkins, man, dude. Yeah. He went up to the Can-Am games and. He was up there. Corbin didn't have a coach. He was up there for Barlett. Corbin didn't have a coach. His coach was reffing the event.
Yeah. Tim was doing the whole thing.
Yeah, so I go up to Tim. I'm like, hey, no disrespect. Like, would you mind if Mike coached Corbin? He's a coworker of mine. We're boys, and I train at Stouts. Like, would you mind that? He's like, no, I wouldn't have a problem at all. This is how good Wilkins is. So Corbin gets on the mat. I introduce them to each other. I'm like, hey, Corbin. I had talked to Corbin before. He's like, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind. Like, so I go up to Mike. I ask him. He's like, I don't want to step on any toes. I'm like, I already spoke to Tim. He's all good. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll corner him. I'll coach him. So he sits down and literally starts joysticking Corbin. And Corbin was holding his own, but, like, Corbin was stuck on the bottom. And Mike's like, underhook right leg, just fucking passing out moves, and Corbin does it, and the dude's like now tutoring. He's like, yeah, you're making him post. Now back and forth, and Corbin's fucking doing it. And I'm sitting there from the background like, dude, what the fuck? Like, these two have never trained together.
That's such a testament to Mike Wilkins, because it takes such a special individual to be able to see that, relay it verbally, and have the fighter or whoever do it. And be able to do it safely and efficiently. Like, that's a special talent.
And then shout out to Corbin for, like,
and Corbin
trusting,
for listening. Yeah. You had, again, it's the fighter coach relationship. Like, Corbin had to trust that his advice was good. Mike obviously had to see and know what was going on, which he did, and also has to relay it in a way that Corbin understands. Now, these two never fucking met before.
That's the thing that blows my mind.
That just is a testament to both of their.
And, like, I love watching the MMA fights when stout guys are up, because it's Mike and Will, the striking coach, and then Mike.
I've seen them at shows. Actually, you introduced me to Mike.
Yeah, they bounce off each other, dude. Yeah. Like, Will's talking in code and shit, and these fighters are doing that, and then Mike has to pick up from what Will's doing once it goes to the ground, and it's just like, it's a fucking science. Like, I always thought fighting, when I was street fighting, you two, hey, you want to fight? Yeah, boom, boom, and we go at it. So I thought fighting was. And then I learned to fight, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, I can't fight.
So many different aspects.
I cannot fight. Like, I can't fight for shit.
Yeah.
Because it's truly a science. You're the way you move, the way you cut corners, the way you find angles, the way you find holes. Like, and then you see these people watching TV.
So complex.
And they're like, well, what the fuck? How'd you fucking lost? He sucks. I'm like,
some 300-pound dude on the couch is like, oh, I would have thrown the overhand right. Like,
it's like,
bro,
okay, pal.
Shut up.
You can't even pick up your Dorito.
It is so complex. So complex.
It can't be about the money for you, dude. Because when you talk about boxing, your little eyes, glasses, like glass over. You look like
it's not about
you're
the
invested.
Money.
You're invested in kids. Like, how do you hope to inspire other people in the realm of boxing?
Bob Arum, wherever you are, it's about the money. Call me. No, it's really not about the money. I've loved boxing since I started in 2016, dude. I'm gonna continue to box for the rest of my life, probably. Number one, because it's a great workout and it makes me feel like a savage. Number two, it's a program, at least in Elwood, a program that got me away from like a collegiate lifestyle that I was going down, that I probably would be in trouble and not in the profession that I'm in. It got me out of that, and very regimented and with strict discipline, like we were talking about, the discipline in a different category of combatants, and I then just continued to show up every day and get better every day. And now I'm passing some of the things that I've learned through my journey on to the younger generation. And now I'm seeing them kind of put it together. They're putting it together way faster than I did. And hopefully they don't have to go through a lot of the things that I had to go through to figure it out. But
that's the game of life, though. No?
That is.
Leave something better than you found it. If everyone approached that life that way with everything, think about how better this life would be.
We'd be in flying cars or something.
That fold up. Let me put my car away.
My Tesla, instead of being electric, it would just lift off into the air and fly away.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were working on that. But yeah, that's the thing. And when people ask me, like, why do you do what you do? Why are you the way? Like, there's always this quote that I saw when I was like breaking into my maturity, and it was, be the person you needed when you were younger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, because there was no one there. You know, if I had a dude like me now, I would have avoided so many fucking things, so many life lessons.
That is a big thing that I keep in the back. That's a great quote. I like that. I might have to steal that and tell the kids that. But that is something that I do think about. I try and be a good role model for the kids and also my family. Like my young one, I want him to see, like, I want him to learn off of me and see, like, the type of man that I am and how I'm giving back to the kids and putting myself into the boxing program and trying to keep it going and how I treat people and how I treat people at work, not only boxing, but at work. Like, I want him to see what a man is and learn that way, as opposed to like going out with no role models like you or I. Like, if I had guys like us back when I was a kid that sat me down and maybe whooped my ass in the boxing gym and said, hey, listen, I see you're getting frustrated, but let me show you some things. Let me tell you what I had to go through. Like, just something like that. It would have saved me so many heartaches.
There's this dude, I've seen his stuff. I can't remember his name. I feel so fucking bad about it. He trains these little kids in some sort of martial art. I don't want to be offensive if I'm wrong. It's like karate or something. And these kids are from the inner city. And
in Pittsburgh?
No, it was like on Instagram or something. And these kids are like angry when they're doing their moves or fighting or breaking their blocks. And this dude like pulls them. He's like, "Why are you crying?" Yeah. Which is something I heard as a growing up, but it was like, "Stop being a bitch. Why are you crying?" Yeah. This dude was like, "Hey, why are you crying?" Like, makes them verbalize it and stuff. And he's like, "You're not crying because you're not breaking the board. You're crying because." And like he like it's almost like a counselor for this. And he builds them up. He builds their confidence up, and then he's like, okay, like, no, just because you're crying doesn't mean you get to stop. Like, what you need to do, you're frustrated because you can't do it, and crying you think is going to get you out of it. You're still going to do it, and I'm going to be with you. And he builds them up, and then the next time they go to do it, they fucking break the board, and that's the type of life coaching
Sounds
you get
like a good man.
From sports. I'm gonna see if I can find it and send it to you.
Yeah.
That's the type of like that's the role model you need growing up, and you find that in sports, you find that in martial arts, you find that in
I was
organized.
just gonna say, I feel like everybody has participated in some kind of sport or extracurricular activity to where they had someone like that, or someone that closely resembled that. That's why I think different disciplines of like combatives is a great way to meet someone like that. Like, whether you're in karate or jiu-jitsu or boxing or wrestling or whatever, like, those are great. Those are quote unquote sports, but those are, I don't want to say they're more disciplined, but you almost have to have a certain level of discipline to continue to participate in those sports. So
yeah, for sure. Speaking of the fighting and stuff, what are some pre-fight rituals that you do? Like, is there something you do the same every time? Some people wear the same underwear.
There's one, dude. Okay, so now that you mentioned that, I have two. I don't wear the same one. I clean them.
Okay.
To the weigh-ins. If you go on my Instagram and look at every weigh-in photo, like when we square off or whatever, we're in our underwear or whatever.
Yeah.
I wear the same pair of Under Armour underwear every time I weigh in. I don't know why, dude. I've done it since
It's not something you like
in the amateurs.
Think about doing. It's just
It's just it has a
feel.
I'm sorry for if my mom's listening to this episode, or any women, if this offends you, I'm terribly sorry. It has a nice pocket for the junk. That's really they're comfortable underwear. I don't know. Shout out to Under Armour. Give me a sponsorship. But no, that's one ritual. But
a t-shirt. Has a nice pocket for the junk.
The most important ritual for me, though, the day of the fight, I wake up and me and my family go to Eaton Park, and we pig out at Eaton Park early in the morning. So after weigh-ins, typically I'll go out, have a big steak, some carbs, whatever, rehydrate, go to bed, wake up, we go to Eaton Park first thing every fight day.
What do you get at Eaton Park?
The buffet. How is that a question, cuz? I'm from Pittsburgh. We go to Eaton Park and we get the buffet and the smiley face cookies, all right?
You eat the cookie pre-fight.
Yes. I'm telling you, that shit is magic.
Dude.
I'm not playing.
This is what pisses me off about people like you. I eat a cookie. I'm out of service for 2 days. I'm bloated. I feel like shit.
No, dude.
This dude eats a cookie and knocks someone out.
I gorge myself in the morning, and then I take a huge mid-afternoon dump, and then I'm ready to fight. I'm not even playing, dude. That's how it works. You can ask them. They're with me every single fight camp. They know.
You know what you need to do? You need to bring a cookie to your fight.
Toss it out
to the crowd when you come in.
I was trying. So I think in the beginning of my career, I had reached out to Eaton Park for a sponsorship, and they said they had already done their annual budget. But I think I really should touch base with them again, because
I'm asking for $500 in cookies. Cookies
literally,
that throw out.
like give me some like coupons or something. You know, those like little coupons
or pay for my meal every time I come in.
Hell yeah, dude, pay for my meal every time I come in before a fight.
Speaking of sponsorships,
Yeah.
I had Savage Gentleman on here. For those of you who don't know, he just opened up Punch King Fitness on Brand School Road there, right off of VIP Drive, bro.
Did he go train at EFC? I think I met him.
Nah,
Super jacked, dude.
He is jacked.
I think he came to EFC not to train at EFC, but to roll during the lunch rolls.
Does he have like a beard?
Yes.
Really?
I think I met him. Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry for cutting.
So I went in there today to check it out after work. Dude, it's fucking, they have bags.
The pictures look sick.
They have bags with the head cut out, knee cut out, so you can knee, body, hit in the head.
Dope.
And there's sensors in them. And he has TV set up, and you can track your hits and shit.
Dang.
He also has a little ring for sparring.
That looks sick too. I love that.
And it's like high up.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got
his setup's
full gym.
nice.
Like, dude, and I was talking to him, and I was like, bro, Punch King Fitness. I'm like, well, dude, let me tell you about the Punch King I know.
Yeah.
His name's Devon Siegfried.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Tell him.
That's probably copyrighted, but
Nah.
I was talking to him, and I'm like, dude, like, y'all need to link up. We need to get him in here. And he was all about it.
For sure.
All about it.
I'd love to, man. I'm totally open. I've been collecting a few extra sponsorships this time. So my trunks are gonna have a few more patches, and I'm so appreciative of all the sponsors and everybody that reaches out like with support. It's crazy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Number one. I mean,
What number one?
number one. Yeah, first sponsor ever, dude.
Well, I mean,
Ever
it's
in
not
my
a question,
life.
bro. Like, you're my boy. So whether you sucked or not,
Man,
I mean,
shit.
but you just
It's
happen
just
to
a
be,
bonus.
you just happen to be good. You just happen to be
It's just
good,
a bonus. I'm all right.
dude. And you were like my first fucking guest on here. Like,
Yeah.
I asked, and this
For
is the
sure.
thing. Like, when I first started this thing, people were like, "Oh, you should start one. Like, you're funny. You could talk to people, whatever." No one was interested in being on.
Pussies. No.
And I'm like, he was like, yeah. I'm like, well, I don't have a place to record. He's like, my basement. I'm like, dope. And like, even
Make it work.
and then when I had oh shit, he's gonna kill me.
Oh no.
I totally whatever.
Who'd you have on that you forgot their name already?
Actually, I'm gonna look it up.
Real interesting conversation.
No,
I'm
was.
Sure
and when I
that.
say his name, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, bro.
And he's gonna fucking kill me.
You really are just.
Oh, that was last season.
Such
That's
a
why.
jag.
No, that dude.
Such a jag.
I can't believe I'm blanking, bro.
It's late, bro. It's all right.
You know what?
Who gives
You know what?
a-
No one knows what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So no one knows who the fuck
No
it
one's
is.
hurt.
All I'm gonna say is, you allowed me to use your basement.
Of course.
People loved your fucking
I know who you're
Pittsburgh
talking
deck. Can you say his name,
Nah.
please?
Wasn't it Dempsey?
Yes, Dempsey. Oh,
He's gonna whoop your
dude, he's
fucking
about to
ass.
fucking beat the brakes off
And
me,
he
dude.
will. He will beat the brakes off you.
I couldn't, dude. I couldn't think of the last name.
Let you sit down in the old man cave and
Yeah,
chop
he
it
fucking
up.
loved it too. He loved
Yeah.
it. He loved the setup and everything. Fucking Chris, if you're listening, I'll let you beat. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, that was bad.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was bad.
It's late. I mean, it is late.
It is late. It's 10 o'clock. But yeah, on to the next one. How do you? Oh, he's gonna fuck me up. I'm avoiding the Mat Factory like the plague, bro. Isaac already made me puke. Well, technically it was I forgot his fucking. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, you talk about CTE. Come on, bro.
But how do you handle the pressure associated with boxing? Like, yeah, you've been winning. Yeah, people love you. Have you received any negative like feedback or anything? Like,
I have received negative feedback. I'm not gonna say I received a lot of negative feedback, but there was, and I don't even know why I read this shit, but I do because I'm a OCD and I'm
we're
a
human.
psycho.
Yeah, we're human.
I like to hear what people are saying about me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But there was an article that was posted, a very well written article, and I was appreciative of it. Essentially saying, "Oh, Officer Siegfried, after my last fight, Officer Siegfried's KO streak continues, 4-0, 4 knockouts," and basically went over the whole fight card.
I actually read that. It was wasn't it Butler or
Boxing scene or something.
They highlight like Elwood City Boxing Gym.
Yeah. So anyway, almost the entire comment section. Now this was a nationally, like, some sort of web paper or something. Everybody saw it in the nation and probably on the internet. So everybody everywhere. But all in the comments, they're like, "Oh, this cop, he's not going to accomplish anything. I hope he gets," like, they're talking about they want to see me get hurt, killed. Like, they want me to lose. They want me to get knocked out. They just want me to fail was the overall.
And it's not because
of who I am as a person, because I've never met these people. They're just internet trolls, but because of what my profession, because they had mentioned my profession in the article. That's
which
the only reason.
is crazy, because if they didn't mention you were a cop,
they probably would have been like, "Oh, this dude's sick."
yeah, he's cool, he's funny.
Yeah.
Like, and it goes to show you like how far hate takes people. Like, you have one encounter with a bad cop and it's like, fuck cops, or you have one encounter with a Puerto Rican at night and you're like, man, those fucking Puerto Ricans, like.
Is that what people say? Is it only at
dude.
night?
I hate Puerto Ricans, man. I fucking hate them all. No, I'm kidding.
Self-hate.
I hate the Puerto Ricans who put the Puerto Rican flag on the fucking rearview mirror.
What about the boxing gloves with the Puerto Rican flag on them? I've seen that a lot lately.
I have a very good friend of mine.
Bro, you're not even Puerto Rican.
I have a very good friend of mine who does that, so I can't comment on that. The flag, though, with the bumper sticker, I get it. The boxing miss, though,
dude,
I fuck with it.
They're not even Puerto. Like, I think this dude was like Irish or something. Like, why do you got the Puerto Rican boxing gloves hanging from the rear view?
What the fuck are you gonna tell me?
Yeah, dude, like, that's crazy.
Listening to Gasolina.
That's my
That's
shit.
your shit, bro.
That's my
when
shit.
it comes on, I've never seen a dude with no ass shake his ass so hard.
I want to fight on Cinco de Mayo and come out to Gasolina.
All right, hold on.
Against like someone, maybe Canelo will move up to light heavy. I doubt it, but Julio Cesar Chavez.
Okay, so Gasolina was made by Puerto Rican.
I get it. Hispanic. I'm
They're not
grouping.
the same. I don't know if you know this, that they're not the same.
I know, But what Puerto Rican fighter is in light heavy right now? I can't think of any.
I don't know. All the OGs are retired.
Yeah, that's the great Puerto Rican fighters are way back.
Name your favorite Puerto Rican fighter.
Don't kill me for saying this. Where was Roberto Duran from? He was from.
I actually don't know, so I can't be upset.
Roberto Duran. He's not Puerto Rican, right?
Let's look it up.
Yeah, Google it real quick. Frank Sanchez, is he? He's a heavyweight, I think. Is he Puerto Rican?
He's Panamanian.
Panama. Shit, I knew that because he was pissed because I think the U.S. was like taking over Panama, and then they had their independence back, and then they took it back. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but.
And
what about Frank Sanchez?
The dark dude? He's dark, bro. He's from Cuba.
Cuban. Yeah, he's Cuban.
he's dark, bro. He's from Cuba. No, but
who's your favorite Puerto Rican fighter?
Oh, Trinidad.
Oh shit.
Tito Trinidad, bro.
No, you know who I like? Amanda Serrano.
Oh.
And I'm a huge women's boxing fan, but her in particular, she's got like over, I think, almost 60 fights. She's a savage, bro. She's actually, I think she's fighting on that Jake Paul. She's the co-main event on that Jake Paul Mike Perry card.
We'll just get into that real quick.
Let's touch on it.
Who if Jake Paul and Mike Tyson would have went, who would you have taken? I mean, your eye just what was that?
Come
do
on,
that,
bro.
Do that again.
Mike Tyson's winning that fight, cuz I don't give a shit if he's 80.
Do you think he got paid?
Mike Tyson?
To take one?
I don't know what's been going on in
because rumor is
I think Jake Paul's actually a good fighter. I'll be the first one to say he's a good fucking fighter.
I think he is too. I don't think he can take Mike Tyson.
No, he's being matched super smart. Like, he's fighting people who are...
He's being fed.
Yeah, I get, you could say fed. I say he's being built up to, like, he's increasing the skill level.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Continues his professional career.
I'll give you that.
I love what he's doing for the sport.
I think he's brought a lot of eyes.
I don't hate on Jake Paul.
Oh, I don't hate on him either.
I'd fight him tomorrow. I fight him tomorrow.
Open invitation.
But like I love what the dude's doing for the sport. He's brought so many new eyes to boxing.
Many new people to boxing.
Boxing was dead before like Jake Paul brought it.
Dude, I remember growing up watching boxing, MGM Grand, sold out arena, $1 million purses, like
literally boxing was dying. Showtime shut down. Like Showtime is no more. Like all those old school fights that we used to watch on HBO, Showtime, like all those pay-per-view fights, like the Mike Tyson era, even
when they were
way
$40
back in the day, bro, that wasn't going on. It was Floyd Mayweather having these boring ass fights, and again, I'm a huge fan of the sweet science, but it wasn't like it was back in the day where you just saw just
two dudes
savagery, just wars, absolute wars. And Jake Paul, while maybe he's not having wars yet, he's bringing new eyes and new followers to boxing. You can't hate on the dude for that.
Who would win between you and Jake Paul?
I'll see you tomorrow. Dude. He would never, again, let's talk about
I would say weight class.
Risk reward. If he comes down to light heavy, he's getting busted. He's getting busted, bro, but he'll never make the weight.
All right, let's talk real.
I'll come up 190. If he can make 190, we'll make it happen.
Let's talk real. Let's be honest.
All right.
I'll give you $2 million if you lose this fight.
Fuck that.
It's all about the money now.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
You fucking if you had $2 million right now,
dude. I'm not.
It's
taking
about what?
A dive. It's more. So I said initially, I'm like, yeah, I want paid. I do. Everybody wants to make money doing this. That's part of the incentive. But I'm not gonna sacrifice legacy not that I'm gonna have a long legacy or anything like that. I'm not trying to make myself out to be a god. I really don't think I'm that great of a boxer. I'm just savage.
Just nuts.
I'm just heavy-handed. But you will never see me take a dive. I don't give a shit who tries to pay me off. I'll take their money and fight tooth and nail. I'll earn my paycheck, okay? Every time I'm going to earn my paycheck.
All right, hey, you
8 million, 10 million, then we're thinking, no.
I'll never take a dive.
Dude, the boxing commission's going to watch this. They're going to be like, he out. Suspend him.
He's kidding. What are some training tips you'd give to new and upcoming aspiring boxers? You've been doing this for a while. I mean, foreign pros, but you have many amateur fights. You've been doing this for a while. What are some tips you can help people? If you can help people cut corners.
Cut corner. There's no way to cut corners.
That was
in
a
this
trick
business,
question. That was a trick question.
But I'm not gonna give everything away because I don't want you motherfuckers to know my secrets. But I will give you two things that young fighters should all know and work on. Number one is pretty self-evident. It's consistency. If you are not showing up every day or whatever your practice days are, if you don't want to be there and it is a chore for you to be there, find something you like to do. If you like to do it, show up every day, get a little bit better every day, and who knows, in 2, 3, 10 years, you're going to be a savage. I'm not saying everybody it's that easy, but like some people it comes natural, some people it doesn't. Everybody who's consistent gets way better. That's a fact. That's a scientific fact.
I've always said if you remain relentless in your pursuit, you will be successful.
Relentless, baby.
That was a plug. That was a plug.
Plug. All right. So one of the other things, and this is like a lot of people don't do this, maybe they do. I think if you're going to get into combat sports, whether it be boxing, MMA, whatever, your cardiovascular endurance has to be able to sustain, whatever you're doing. If you're fighting 3-minute rounds or in a boxing match or whatever, you better be busting your ass and running every day and in the gym, and you better be able to maintain that cardiovascular endurance. I mean, that's as simple as that. Does everybody have to be a track star? No. If your knees are bad, dude, get out there and do something. You don't have to run 20 miles a day. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to, if you want. I was, even in the amateurs, I was not the best boxer, but I was able to wear people down because of my endurance. I was just running all the time, doing all kinds of cardiovascular exercises, and I was a cardio freak. So I'd wear people down and then put them away. That's what I did. That's what I'm still doing.
Cardio is important, not because having dabbled in this, I want people to understand, like, you can be in the best shape of your life. You will be tired when you fight.
Yep.
But the better your endurance is, the better your cardio is, the better you can manage in a fight, the better you can fight through the tiredness, the better you can fight while tired.
Hell yeah.
Because the less cardio you have, the less fight you're going to have when you're tired.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be smoked.
Once you're tired, then the mind starts to crumble. Your mental toughness starts to dwindle.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm Bruce Nolan.
That's
one movie.
How it works, dude. When you're exhausted, why do you think when we do, like at work, when we do or for instance the SWOT testing, they make you run and do all these physical exercises, gas yourself out, and then you shoot, because they want to see how you are when you're physically near physical exhaustion, right? Military does a similar thing. Boxing, it's really no different. Once you're physically exhausted, then if you're not able to keep that mental toughness and stay focused on what the mission is or what you need to accomplish or what punches you need to dodge, what punches you need to throw, how you're going to finish the fight, you're going to get gassed, you're going to get exhausted, and you're going to want to quit. And that's just, I mean, guys in the amateurs that are coming up, you can win almost all of your amateur fights just if you out-hustle somebody. In the pros, it gets a little different. There's more at stake. There's a little more technique involved. But, like, dude, when I was in the amateurs, I think 90% of my fights were won and lost in the cardio section. Like, if I was in better shape than you, I was going to wear you down and wear you out.
No, it's solid advice, man. And on that, I do want to mention your fight again. So I wish you the best of luck. You have to go, if you want to see entertainment, he's the dude who comes out to Renegade wearing black and gold. Oh, shit yourself. Fucking jumps on the ropes. Like he engages the crowd. Saturday, August 17th at 7 p.m. live at the Hollywoods Casino at the Meadows, where he's co-main eventing for an ABO title fight. Tickets can be purchased via Ticketmaster, and make sure you use code Siegfried, SIEGFRIED.
Right here, baby. Hit that unlock code. You hear me?
You know, that helps fund his camp, his medical stuff. It helps him train.
Everything. It gets expensive. I got to get blood work done every 6 months. I got to have annual physicals. We got to pay for all kinds of bullshit. Like I said, there's so much red tape that people don't understand what goes into it. So any little bit helps. Right now, like, obviously I'm fighting locally. I'm fighting for peanuts. I'm not making $1 million. I don't expect to make $1 million. But come out. I'm going to entertain you guys, all right? I'm talking to you at home. You go into your mama's purse. You grab that $20 bill. You take the 820 bus downtown. Then you get into the Pittsburgh Public Library, where you go, you sign in, you hit unlock code, you type Siegfried, that's SIEGFRIED, and then you buy your tickets, show up to the fight, sneak in, because the Hollywood Casino doesn't allow people under 21 unless you go around to the side. Weird. You got to be able to be of age to get in the casino, but if not, let me know. I'll sneak you in. And then you'll see me fight.
Keep going.
I can't keep it going.
You have it. That's the promo.
I'll do it, bro. And then you're going to see me, God willing, winning by devastating knockout. I'd be happy with 8 rounds.
Let's see who's gonna win. Let's ask.
If you don't want to take it from me, people, take it from him. Get in here. Who's gonna win the fight on August 17th? Is it me? Tell him. Who's gonna win? Dev?
Oh, I need to win this.
Oh, you want to? Who's gonna win the fight? Is it gonna be me?
And you.
Say it louder.
You. You.
Yeah.
Point at them and say, Devon's gonna win.
Devin's trying to win.
You've heard it here,
Point at
folks.
the camera. Tell them.
I want to play it.
He's like, I'm done, bro.
Okay.
You heard it here. Devon's gonna win.
Right.
Bro, I appreciate you for coming in after a long day of running and training, bro. This is the one with Devon Siegfried, and we're out.
You heard it here first, boys. Relentless.